Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Um, I just want to talk to all the mothers that was like in premature labor, women that are pregnant right now that might go through the similar ordeal that I did, and it's actually not very easy for me. I'm sorry, it's not very easy for me. Um, Last year in this month of July, um, okay, last year I was pregnant with twins, two boys, and I was supposed to give birth in November. But however, for things beyond our human control, I went into premature labor and I gave birth to my twins at 26 weeks. Yeah, and they weighed around 635 grams. They're like very tiny, very, the skin was just so fragile, very, I don't know how to explain it. Like it was like you can see through the skin. And I mean, at first I didn't like think it's that bad, but when I saw them, like I was like, oh my God. But I was happy because they were still alive, they were breathing. What actually happened was, apparently there was a rupture. I don't I don't know how to explain deeper into medical terms, but what happened was that how do I call it? The pocket or whatever, the pocket where the baby is in was leaking, and that actually resulted in me going into labor at that time. um I was then rushed to or airlifted to Windhoek from Swakop. Thanks to Dr. Passon for, trying to, because it was dark, it was late at night, and I really have a phobia driving in the dark. And she told me, if you stay, your babies are gonna die. And they then decided, no, we can't go on the road. They had to airlift me. So they airlifted me from Swakop to Windhoek Mediclinic. And as I came, I was fully dilated and I went into labor. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what was that, but I went into labor, and I could hear both of them crying, but apparently the one that the one whose pocket was like leaking, apparently he came out with the placenta. And I remember the next morning an elderly lady came to call me and told me that you need to go to ICU for the neonatal area. So I went, and then I saw my baby looks quite pale, like he looks greenish, and I was like, what happened? And I didn't really realize the whole situation that time, but then they just said they need my blood. They didn't yet tell me the seriousness of the situation. They just told me your baby is sick. And then they drew my blood, but I think for some reason our blood is not the same. And then I think they donated blood to him, and then he started, moving around a bit and so on. So it went on, and for some reason I never felt, he's not gonna make it. And I felt, both my boys are going to get out of here and we're going to be together. And, after 4 days, they were born on the 15th, and he passed on the 19th. And what happened was, like, that night, I was there, and then all of a sudden the nurse told me and my husband, to excuse them quickly, and we went outside, we waited, and he was in a very bad situation, and the bed he was or the incubator was, like, the sound was very, very loud, and you could even hear it from outside. And then after they told us to go out, after a while I couldn't hear the machine. They said, okay, we can come in, and then next moment they told us to wait again. And then when we came in, and it was like his incubator was just dark, and there he was wrapped into a white towel so nicely, and I just literally, like, I just broke down in tears, because it's not easy. It's not easy to lose a child, and I just couldn't I couldn't um I couldn't take it. And then we called the funeral service and what, and then it happened. And with the other twin, every time the machines go off, I was just like in a panic mode from there onwards. We did the burial and everything, and it was very hard for me. It was like I keep seeing his face. What actually happened was he was bleeding in the tummy, and later he started to bleed in the head. And I remember as I was like holding him after he passed on, like there was like blood coming out of his nose, and his one eye of him was completely closed. And I just feel like, he tried, he was strong, he tried, but I felt like I was asking myself, but why? Like, why do I deserve this? And it's just very tough. It's not an easy thing. It's not easy, because I was like imagining, how I would be, handling and stressing with them, these two boys and everything, and my dream was just cut short. But then we were blessed with one, and he was struggling some days, you know he won't be breathing nicely, and he was desaturating a lot, and it was just, but I always had faith. At the same time, I was still like panicking. Whenever I hear the machines go off, I would always just panic. I would just be in tears and everything. But with time, I just told myself, he's going to make it. And to God, I thank God. And I thank, the nurses. They're the best. They were there 100%. Their support and everything, it was just awesome. I really can't complain. And he was in the hospital for 114 days or something, I think, because his eyesight was having a problem. And then he had to stay in the hospital again because he had to get the laser, whatever surgery was, whatever they call it. And then he was like, taken to the eye specialist, and they did stuff, and then one eye was so swollen and everything. I'll have to insert the video so that you can see the process and everything. And I just want to tell the mothers, have faith, and believe that your baby's going to make it. And if not, I'm sure God will bless you. And you were even blessed to be pregnant and to have that child, even if he's not with you, or even if the baby girl is not with you or whatsoever. um these are the things that even brings us more closer to God. And I'm just very, very thankful. You would be surprised how big my baby is right now. And you know what, he was so dark, like after all the time that he was in the incubator, he literally turned like me. And now that he is out of the hospital at home with me, he got back his color and he is just fine. Even the face, like, it changed because he was just looking very different. And I was like telling myself, you know what, it's his. I am happy for his life. I don't worry about the looks or anything, but I'm happy that I have him, that he healed me. The fact that his brother is not there, but the fact that he is still with me, although we lost his brother, is a healing for me. And I I am going to say to the mothers that don't despair. Don't despair. Don't give in. Don't give up. Be hopeful and just thank God. So many things can happen. I could have maybe lost my life and then those two boys are there. Or maybe, since he was having the bleedings and those things, maybe it would have been too much. Maybe he would be suffering, and there are reasons beyond our control. And for that, let's just not question so much on things that happen to us. Sometimes, although we are human, we will question ourselves, like, why, but let God, let God. And uh I hope that this video is going to touch many mothers that went through this. If you only see the video clips that I'm going to insert together with this video of my son, I'm sure that it will give hope to those that are hopeless or that are in the situation or that might go through the similar thing that I went through. I will just say, have faith, be strong. Don't give up, don't give in. If you feel weak, pray to God. He is there, he will hear you. That's what I can say. And on the 15th of this month, July, my baby's going to turn 1. Okay, he's not working, but he's sitting upright, and I think he's in the process of trying to develop teeth and those things. What I'm doing is I was advised, even by the doctors, to start counting on the actual time he's supposed to come, so that I don't have too much expectations of why is he not doing this yet, why is he not doing that yet. So he's turning 1, but initially he's only 7 months now. The actual time he was supposed to come, or they were supposed to come, yes. So, and that is what is happening. So I am hoping with this video that I will touch a lot of hearts, and that I will heal a lot of hearts, and that I will instill hope in those parents that are losing hope. And let's just be very prayerful. Bye. So by 3 na krijgen. Hoe laat het dat je krijgt?
So 20 voor 12.
Oh ja, dan bij 3 uur zeker. Oké. Oké. Dan breng je het goed nog eens met je mee. Want wij rijden in extra's. Dan kan je nog spelen. Dan kan je nog een goed slapen in de las.
Zij helpt en goed.
En ik heb ook zo van.
Die speelbouwen, die handschouwen.
Ik wil ook.
New food, yeah? Someone wants to come in. No,
Maybe it's the daddy.
1 minute.
Well, okay. He's like literally looking at me. This eye is more swollen than this one.
It depends on which side is lying. Looking lie on the other side. This is don't put things so tight.
Oh, maybe you should make it look a bit. Look at it.
No, let me this one. Let me just adjust the mask.
Oh.
Sorry.
Look, is he lying comfortable? Okay, back into our nest. Oh my God.
Look, the leg is not picking. We have to put it back here. It's pushing me with the other leg. It's like, stop, enough.
Oh.
Uitmasseer. Ja, nee, hierdie kant het kleiner voete as ek. By hom, wat jy op tussen dan is net hierdie spiertjies hier so by die kuite, né?
By die kuite.
Jy masseer. Net ek dit bietjie sag raak, né? Kyk hoe skyt hierdie kind net. Jy moet nou eintlik, nee, ek het gesê iets hier reg gekry. Ek sê vir die ma kyk in die brown eye. Je hoeft niet te worry, ik weet ook van mij afgaan.
Ja, ik maak me net voor die noise.
Dat is toch nice. Toen zei ik voor die, maar kijk in die brown eye, toen schijt die kind er af. Nou weet ik het raar gekend.
Nee.
Die ma wat ik moest gister met dokter Weber gepraat het, né? En hierdie is vir die heupe, né? So jy hou die voete mooi by mekaar, hier so by mekaar en dan saggies oor. Jy kry nie hierdie heupe ver op die oomblik nie. Bietjie oor, bietjie weer terug middel toe. Bietjie oor. Nee, jy kry glad nie ver hierdie heupe nie, né?
Okay.
So en dat kan jy ook 'n paar keer as jy hier so is bietjie doen, maar net sagkens, né? Dis altyd beter as hulle voor jou lê, né? En hier druk ek die kind nou ook weer in die snot. En dat hulle eintlik so lê, né? Wat jy dit dan weet jy sal dit beter so reg kry, né? So. Sien jy is baie styf, né? Terug. En weer hierdie kant toe, né? En net nooit met force nie, né? En die voetjies moet ook by mekaar wees, né? So hy is nou 2 maande daarbo gewees. Ek doen nie so baie hierdie goedes. En vir die winde ook net so. Chips. 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 Dan kyk hulle vir jou uit die huis uit, jy sien mos. Dis nog 'n klein pakkie, die groot pakkie kom nog. Okay. Maar hierdie masseer is baie belangrik. Jy sal as jy dit doen, sal jy voel hoe raak hierdie kuite ook sagter, né? En wat ek by hulle doen, hierso bo by jou ook, het jy sulke 2 dimpels, né? En hulle masseer jy ook, né? Dit masseer hierso so, né? Hulle masseer jy ook, want dit stimuleer die nervus vagus. En die nervus vagus is verantwoordelik vir jou asemhaling en al daai tipe goedes, né? So, en dit kan jy 'n paar keer op 'n dag doen. Die kinders wat op suurstof is, doen ek so baie hierdie. En jy kry hulle op 'n manier ook af, want dit stimuleer regtig die nervus. Ek het hierdie kind vanoggend al 'n paar keer gedokter.
Okay.
En so jy doen dit so 'n paar.
Easy, mama. Don't just put too much pressure with your hand.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
But I heard something like he's coughing or something.
No, coughing, it's normal.
No.
Otherwise, maybe it's a sneeze.
Maybe.
Can you feel his
Only
breathing?
if I can, like, can I feel his breathing?
No, I mean, on Niagara. He's breathing.
Really?
You don't, right? He is breathing well.
Tanda kani ganyan daga. Lagas king. Takik suka sa marat.
Dig, 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 dig.